Hey there, and welcome back to Tip Talks Cooking. Today we are talking, get this, we are talking vegan meat replacement. That's right, vegan meat replacement, my friends, and I know you got to be thinking, what is it with these meat replacement things? And actually, you know what? This did not start out as a vegan meat replacement recipe. It started out as a what do I do with dried shiitake mushrooms recipe, which I Googled. And one of the recipes I came up with that I thought was the most interesting was this one. And it's a vegan meat replacement that uses a little bit of seitan, but dried shiitake mushrooms. And I'm going to show you how to make it. I think you're going to love this recipe. Let's get started. Here's what you'll need for this great recipe, which was inspired by Chef Jana. And do check out her YouTube channel. She's got all kinds of really cool vegan recipes. 3 ounces of dried shiitake mushrooms are what I'm going to start off with here. And you do want to use dried, by the way, and we're going to rehydrate them in just a moment. These can be kind of expensive if you buy them in the grocery store. I got these by the pound on Amazon for really pretty cheap. You're also going to need a teaspoon and a half of garlic powder and a teaspoon of onion powder. You're going to need 6 tablespoons of seitan, and that's 2 tablespoons per ounce if you're going to reduce the amount here. I also have 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. This is light sodium soy sauce, as well as 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar. To rehydrate the mushrooms, I've brought about 3 or 4 quarts of water to a simmer on top of the stove here, and now I'm just going to simply add my dried mushrooms in there. I'm going to give them a stir, turn the heat off, and it's going to take these a while to rehydrate entirely, 30 to 60 minutes, and in order to make sure all of them are immersed, I'm going to put this strainer in there and just sort of push it down, and that way every mushroom will be immersed in the water. I'm going to put the lid back on. I'm going to wait for 60 minutes. It's now been an hour. Let's take the lid off and remove our strainer. And here we have our rehydrated mushrooms. I'm going to use a straining ladle to remove them. So shake off the excess stock. The water is now a delicious stock. We're not going to throw that out, by the way. We're going to save that. I'm going to pour that off into quart jars and use it for soup, or just like I would any other stock. Often dried mushrooms, once you rehydrate them in water, they leave a little gritty silt and dirt in the bottom. You want to just make sure you don't pour that into your jars. You can always use a coffee filter or something if you really want to, but I just carefully pour it off. And there we go. And look at that beautiful stock in there. As you can see, I've transferred the mushrooms into my food processor bowl, and I'm just going to chop them up with the blade. I want to be careful not to do it too much so they don't turn into a paste. I want them into a texture that's going to resemble ground meat. And here, just watch as I pulse it. I'm going to give it just a little bit of a stir here so you can see. We don't want to go too far, but here this isn't quite far enough. Obviously, you're going to do this to your own taste, and so when it looks to you like ground meat, you're just going to stop. I'm going to go just a little further with this. Oh yeah, I think we're just about there, actually. Has that wonderful mushroomy smell. I think that's just one more little time around there. Should really do it. Oh yeah, I think we're there. Now, the next step here is to add in the seitan. I'm going to just sprinkle this over it. In fact, here I'm going to stop at 4 tablespoons. We'll see how we do with that. Blend that in. Very interesting. I'm going to add in our onion and garlic powder and the soy sauce, as well as the apple cider vinegar, which is supposed to kind of take that dusty seitan flavor out of it. We're going to give it another whoosh. And there we are. This is our ground meat substitute. Before I cook this up in a dish, I'm going to add the rest of the seitan. I don't see any problem with that really. I'm going to use a fork to stir it in. In the food processor, you want to be careful not to overprocess this and turn it into mush. Yeah, I think that's just fine there. This really looks like ground beef to me. I think we need to fry some up and see what it tastes like once we've cooked it. Here I'm heating up my non-stick skillet with a little extra virgin olive oil in the bottom of it right there. And I'm going to make a little hamburger patty here. Little mushroom burger patty. And notice this is really cool. This sticks together just like ground meat does before you cook it. Unlike ground seitan, which is really in crumbles. Anyway, here we go. I'm just going to make a small hamburger because it's really a little bit before my lunchtime here. But anyway, there we go. Let's just fry that up on both sides and see how great it is. There we go. Okay, I think it's about time to flip this. There we go. Look at that. Browns up nice. I'm going to let it go here for a couple of minutes, and then we're going to plate this up and give it a taste. It really smells great. Held together great. Let's see. You know what? That is really good. Really interesting. I think it's more like actual meat than just seitan by itself. Oh yeah. I like the mouthfeel. And I really like the seasonings in it. Not too much, not too little. Really, really good. I hope you're going to try this. I also hope that you will like, share, comment, and especially subscribe to my channel. It'll help you find my videos and helps my channel grow. Thanks for joining us here today at Tim Talks Cooking. We'll catch you next time.